Oh, do you remember the 28th day of September 2003? We're together at this coffee table. You're right, Pika. I should keep to the show notes. That's right! Keep to the show notes. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Daily. It's the Comics Coffee Table. That's right. Where we get together once a day, enjoy our coffee break together. We take our minds off our minds, and we embrace escapism. Yes. In one of its purest forms, the comic book, in my humble opinion. And they've been these unlimited storyboards for Hollywood for decades now, haven't they? Slancha, what are you shoving under your nose today there, pal? Tough guy, sizzle chest, thick neck, turkey pockets. However you identify in this grand spectrum of humanity that the Lord has provided for us today on earth and beyond. Seriously. And a part of this show is, congregating here at this coffee table. The coffee table was always where my friends and I would congregate and hang out and shoot the breeze. There would always be like a stack of books on the coffee table. There would be a stack of books. There would be a stack of movies. There would be a stack of video games. There would be a stack of music. And there would be a stack of comic books, too. Just like a stack of funny books. We're trying to get each other to read. Because they're fun. And you want to share fun things with your loved ones and your friends. And this is how we fill up our moments. We should be filling up our moments with beautiful things, wonderful things. Not just work. And not just anxiety and panic and stress. No, the opposite of distress. Eustress. U-E-U. Stress. Eustress. Like as in euphoria. I mean, joy. The opposite of distress. Yes, we can achieve that together here with comic books as we do daily. Yes, indeed. Big part of the show is talking about my LCS, my local comic book shop, and how important it is to me to, because, it's, I think that YouTube and the social media and these platforms we have, is a parallel, not a marketplace, but a parallel arena and location to have these comic book shop style conversations, which were once just exclusively found, at comic book conventions or at the comic book shop itself, the direct market. And it's the 21st century, huh? As the X-Men continually outgrow the mansion, they will always have new experiences in other places, but hopefully the mansion will always be a great big part of the X-Men's experience in life, continuing into the future. Why not? We can have it both. I love my local comic book shop, so I'm getting my supplies there. Acid-free backing boards, snugs, short boxes. I'm rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire collection. You convert that into this. And I'll show you how every time I need to make a new box. I will put on a demo on how to assemble one. Because it's, hey, someone had to show me once too. I've screwed up a couple. And I'm just prepping some bags. Some boards. I'm going to use them. Yeah, so I'm getting my supplies at the comic book shop. It's about $14.99 for a block of 100 of these acid-free boards. It's about $6.99 for a bag of 100 polypipirine snugs. I do need Mylars for the good stuff. I haven't got to there yet. And it's about $7.99 for each short box. Now, I could be buying these on my online supply chain, you know, the one with the free shipping and the built-in TV network. But how does that help my my comic book shop, my local comic book shop, my LCS? I mean, I'm literally agreeing to pay the retail markup, you know, on things I could be getting a lot cheaper through that online supply chain. But it's not about feeling smug or magnanimous, or pompous. It's I want to be part of the solution to help keep my comic book shop open for longer than me, for thousands of years into the future. You can still get your Richie Rich and your Heathcliff and whomever Superman happens to be at that time. And may Superman endure. You know, I'm a big fan. Whoops. I'm a big fan, yeah, of comic book shops. So, and if you don't have a comic book shop in your area, you could have one in your mailbox. Seriously, hit up Yule Carter of Fantastic Comics of Berkeley, California, and you can find his information in the description. I just recently bought a stack of comic books from Yule. It was sent promptly in a nice Gemini mailer, and I'll be doing that again. So if you need funny books, if you don't have an LCS, you could have one right through this very show. Just go to the description and keep that your business with him. It's just a suggestion. If you don't have a local comic book shop, well, could be as local as your mailbox. Indeed. All right, let's do one more. Sure, because it fell out of the bag, so I'm like, I do need new bags. And usually I save getting lots of supplies for like lighter days at the comic book shop when I'm only getting, say, like 1, 2, or 3 new releases. You know, I can bump up my daily spend at, you know, with supplies. It's $6.99. You know, or I could get a back issue. I've done that a bunch of times. There are things on my list I want to get. You know, I'm continually trying to get this golden year. I call it the golden year is 8 years old, right? Or is it 12? It could be either or. Who knows? It's a cute thing to say. But I guess my golden year was 1981, when I was 8 years old, going on 9. And I had pocket change, and I had a spinner rack, and I had a corner store. We had a spinner rack. It was either Patty's Pantry or it was the Mighty Midget Market, both in Dorchester, near my aunt's house or near my grandparents' house, respectively. One was in St. Margaret's Parish, one was in St. Peter's Parish. Whereas I was in St. Monica's Parish, and formerly of St. Mary's of Chester Oliver of Andrews Square. And then they asked us to take our business down the street to St. Monica's, you know what I mean? I was a only child. Darn you, George Lucas, for it gave me the Force and the lightsabers. Jesus couldn't compete, man. Those poor nuns. They were talking to a stump, man. Or beating me like one. Awesome. So let's get to it. Yeah, it was like the last bastion of corporal punishment. I mean, seriously. During lockdown, like every time I wore a mask with a rubber band, a face mask, you know, my ear would pop up like this because my cartilage got ripped by the nun, the principal, Sister Mary Hyacinth, who pulled me screaming down the hallway. I can still feel and hear the crunch of the cartilage. You know what I mean? I can hear. My hearing's fine. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, I mean, those nuns are pretty rough on us, especially us only children who had, you know, from single mom houses that like were complete goofballs and had attention spans like that much, you know. It was the 70s. They didn't have words for that back then, or drugs for it. But what we do have here is evidence of how a long box saves your comics. We got a ding here. We got a corner ripped here. We've got stains all over it from different. What did it do? It protected the comics within. Yeah, all these comics are, either of good quality or dollar bin worthy. I should have been using boards the entire time. Live and learn, kid. Live and learn. I'm a sucker for a zero issue. It's from Dynamite Comics. It's Highlander. Only 25 cents? Indeed. Let's look at that funny book. Oh, then we'll look at this one. Gee. Talk about something that went nowhere. We're going to talk about some DC fluff that was kind of like maybe some harbinger for the crap that we get today, in a way. And away we go. Exactly. Fill up your cuppa. Let's talk comic books. Have a break. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. You can subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, look, all this spine roll, all these creases. Look at that. You got a corner with 3 dings. Wow. This thing's just seen more. This has more stress than my bones. Oh, some real spineless on there. Oh. But let's look at the ads. We got Frank Miller's Sin City. That's great. Hubba Hubba. I approve. It's the Nancy statue. And yeah. Tina Warrior Princess. I was going to make a pole dancing joke, but hey, geez, nah. It escaped me. We got some Red Sonja, some Battlestar Galactica, showcasing this dynamic dynamite house of IPs that they have. They still have Red Sonja, Darkman, and Army of Darkness. When was this made? This doesn't have a. Here we have the Indicia. Let's look. Volume 1, issue number 0. Is it me, or do you see a? I don't see a year. Did we see that last time? This sounds familiar. Have we covered this before? There's no date. There's no year here. Is it Connor McLeod? It is Connor McLeod, not Duncan McLeod, the TV Highlander. Oof. I wonder, will Connor McLeod be in here? Don't know. To be continued in Highlander 1. Lone Ranger. Oh, this has a date. 2006. So this came out in 2006. Here we go. Maybe the back had it too. Written by 2006, yeah. This sounds familiar. Oh well. Let's give you at least a bag. We're not going to waste a board on you. But you will get a new bag. Maybe a spot on the spin-up rack. Because I'm a sucker for a 0 issue. Why is that? I don't know. I'm just a sucker for a 0 issue. I just am. Now, here we go. It's more Cooks. Jeez. Okay, I have to look this up because this could be confusing. It was a little bit to me. Not Infinite Crisis Fight for the Multiverse. Now this is a 2014 to 2015. I'm reading this. You guessed it. From the wiki! Infinite Crisis Fight for the Multiverse Volume 1 was an ongoing series published by DC Comics and reprinted the original digital series of the same name. It was a prequel to the 2015 video game Infinite Crisis. What is that? Well, what this isn't is the 2006 Infinite the 2005 2006 Infinite Crisis. That was Jeff Johns and Phil Jimenez and Jerry Conway in there and a little bit of George Perez. And it was a really fun Crisis comic book, as a sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths. This, on the other hand, has nothing to do with Infinite Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths, or the Crisis cycle of stories. This is more about the local and popular multiverse at its time. And ultimately, a video game tie-in. So you have a video game coming out called Infinite Crisis, which has literally nothing to do with Jeff Johns' very remarkable story, which brought back a local multiverse of 52 Earths, which was cool. But Infinite Crisis, the video game, was on Microsoft Windows only, so it was a PC game developed by Turbine, published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, and it was a multiplayer online battle arena genre. And it was released on March 26th of 2015. Infinite Crisis was a 2015 multiplayer online battle arena active from March 26, 2015 to August 14th, 2014. I guess, did it shut down? Its server? I don't know. I don't play games like this much. I played some of the Injustice games, and I just watched it for its cutscenes, basically. I just wanted to see the story. So I put it on the easy mode and just mashed some buttons, and I just wanted to tune in for the story. And the alternate costumes and stuff, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I love alternate costumes sometimes. I mean, Multiverse has kind of put the kibosh on that zeal. Yet, okay, the synopsis for Infinite Crisis, the video game, therefore, this set of stories here. Let's see. Is there a wiki on this? Or it's just like, there's no straight up wiki. It's all just, how many issues? This went 12 issues, and I did not get the last 2. I was bored with this. I gave up on this. But it says, based on the hit video game. Free playable character download code inside. See, that's pretty cool for a, for a tie-in. But here is this laundry list of creators. It was a $3.99 comic in 2015, and $3.99 has been, the median price since 2012, and it's going up to $4.99 any minute now. The synopsis for the video game, though. The multiverse is being threatened with destruction by an unknown force, and one universe has already fallen. Knowing that no hero can stop the crisis alone, Superman of Earth Zero has sent out a call to protectors to lead the multiple heroes in the fight through their neural connections. As they spend more time infighting together, their connection strengthens and allows the protectors to use a greater range of their abilities. Maybe a protector is like your own avatar character in there. So you have Earth 19's Gotham City is being attacked by corrupted drones, and the world's Gaslight Batman has been weakened and disoriented due to the effects of the bleed. Okay, so it does have a little bit to do with some kind of crisis, because into realities that are torn asunder and cast adrift into, the Monitor Nixuotan has set up a base on this world, and Superman has sent a call to the protectors to come aid Earth 19 Batman's aid. Yeah. So we have Steampunk Batman, which is Gotham by Gaslight, which is really, really cool iteration of a multiverse Batman. And yeah. So you have Aquaman, Atrocitus, Batman, Blue Beetle, Catwoman, Cyborg, Deadshot, Doomsday, The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, Hawk Girl, Joker. Most of these people have, single appearances and flashback in story. You have Earth 13. You have which is the arcane universe of magic. So you have an arcane Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, Supergirl, and Zatanna. In Earth 17, you have this atomic universe, which has atomic versions of, of Wonder Woman, which is basically one of the only playable characters. You have Earth 19's Gaslight universe. You have Earth 43 Nightmare universe, and this has got to be the vampire Batman and Robin, and perhaps a Nightmare Superman. Then you have Earth 44, the Mecha universe, where you have Mecha Superman and Mecha Wonder Woman. And there's Earth, so it's about, and it was, let's look at a comic book. Oh boy, look at this. Oh, super, super dang. That's water damage. And some really weird damage there. It's huge. It's kind of ripped. Yeah. We got a breach. Detective 27 here. Of the new 52. Much ballyhooed because Detective 27 was. So yeah, this is September 2014. And there were only 2 issues of this that ended this. And I was so uninterested. But it was non-canonical. And so it uses Crisis on Infinite Earths as a kind of touchstone, sure. But it's set in this comic book universe. I mean, the video game universe, and not in really the comic book universe. So there's the ornery of worlds, the ornery of worlds that Grant Morrison made in Final Crisis. This is Nick Suatan, who was the monitor of Universe Zero. And so it does pick up little threads. But I think this is... Look, this is like an updated Harbinger. And it was okay. It had my attention for a little while. Written by Dan Abnett. I believe he wrote all of these, but then it's I don't know if it was meant to correspond with the changing multiverse. Hey, look. I've never watched that one, Batman Assault on Arkham. I heard that was a pretty fun original straight-to-video animated adaptation. So yeah, you get it. Let's look at the ads too. We've seen this one before. But we got Tom Rainey on art here. So this started off pretty good. It just got really boresome by the end of it, and I found that the just the switching of artists was it was distracting, and it was just it got to be like a cheapening of quality, one could say. Like they started, like I said, this started strong, but it ended with a whimper. See the red? That's the bleed. The bleed was introduced way back by Warren Ellis in Wildstorm, The Authority issues. The bleed is the space in between universes. The Authority had a ship called the Carrier, sentient AI, and it was powered by a mini universe in its warp core, and it had the ability to traverse the bleed in between universes. It was a really interesting. We call that OP now, overpowered. But I mean, the Carrier itself was one of the most interesting designed starships in a sci-fi. For me personally, like you got the Lex, the sentient bug-like ship of its own name show, its eponymous name show, Lex. You have the Enterprises. You have Starfleet vessels. You have, Yamatos. You have Eagle transporters. I even have some Battlestar Galactica Vipers in the top shelf there. The Ras Al Ghul, the Ras Al Hanout, the top of the shelf. So it's Ras Al Ghul, not Ra's al Ghul, not Ras Al Ghul. It's Ras, or Russ, like Russ and Chandler and Joey, But yeah, and look, Gotham, the TV show. What else is in here? But yeah, and here's your code. Get your downloadable character, your Arcane Green Lantern Champion code right here. You gotta be on. When does this expire? And what are the Batman titles? It's the 75th anniversary of Batman right here. Well, we got Batman and Son, and that's one of the ones James Gunn's telling us to read. There's Batman Dark Knight Returns, Batman Earth 1 with Gary Frank. That was interesting. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank. Court of Owls, Black Mirror. These are all great suggestions. Batman Year 1, The Long Halloween, Arkham Asylum, A Serious Place on Serious Earth by Grant Morrison and Dave McKean. The ever-present and problematic Killing Joke, which may or may not have supposed to have been in continuity, and Hush by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Those, here's your Arcane Green Lantern. There you go. And yeah, so you got these like interesting suits for a video game, and that's that, Web series. It's Jeff Johns. On the internet, it's Jim Lee. See, yeah, look, there's like Vampire Robin. There's Atomic Wonder Woman from her post-apocalyptic, and then there's Steampunk Catwoman and Arcane Green Lantern and an Earth Zero Batman on this team here. Yay, that's our away mission. I say to thee, no board, but you'll get a new bag. Because, you're bringing back some fun. See the Liquid logo right there, DC Comics. And as they were holding the line at $2.99, but this is a little extra thick here, According to the wiki, this is the DC database, dc.fandom.com/wiki/Infinite Crisis Fight for the Multiverse Volume 1, and there's an underscore for every space in that sentence. All right, know your HTMLs, your hypertext transfer protocols, please. And it's on to 2 trade paperbacks, went 12 issues. I only got 10 of the 12. Well, maybe let's put a third in here. Why not? Can we go 4? I think 4 is pushing it. But yeah, now we have another art change, and then we have another art change. The turkey's done. Now we have another art change, and then Freddie Williams II on that too. And then another art change, and then another art change, and then. Yeah, you guessed it. So that got like really distracting, and it really hampered because it's like it did start strong. And there's the old one. Remember, bunch up the old ones and put them into one of them so you don't slip and fall on them. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna go 3 apiece in here. And 1 piece of tape. There we go. But I usually love multiverse variants. And so this entire series and video game is all about, like almost kind of a celebration of multiverse variants. Like as Robin costumes go, it's pretty cool. This is the Nightmare Robin from a world where he's a vampire and Batman's a vampire and maybe Superman is as well. Yeah, I just got like, when you don't have backgrounds, that's just, this is a rush job. And this looks very drawn on a tablet. Even for back then, it looks very drawn on tablet. So yeah, just this book visually for me gets like worse and worse. See, look, yeah, lack of background. All this like have an excuse to have no hyper details in the background. Like we're in a majestic palace off of somewhere, in imaginary. Yeah, I mean, sure. Doesn't work for me. But let's put these together and into a snug, and we will fulfill the mission of the show. And thank you so much for hanging out on this Thursday. Hanging out late September. It's officially fall. Now you can get your pumpkin spice latte on, okay? I believe in time and a place for certain things. I'm going to enjoy the upcoming Halloween season. And then I'm going to enjoy the Thanksgiving season. And then after Thanksgiving is done on Black Friday, I will start playing my holiday music and then start getting into the Christmas season. Not a bloody second before Black Friday. Jeez, why would you do that to somebody? Because we need you to get out of your seats and go shopping. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in. We've been rebagging, reboarding, reboxing my entire collection. Some of these aren't getting boards. That's fine with me, because they're real dollar bin worthy. And just, eventually, someday, someone will get these beautiful, well-loved, well-respected comics. Justice League, the Throne of Atlantis. Dun, dun, dun. Dice games. Board games. May you always have friends to play your tabletop games with. Isn't that nice? I'm not a big tabletop gamer. Maybe I should develop a taste for it. Bring food. I'll bring cookies and brownies and stuff. Maybe some calzones. You like calzones? I love calzones. I can make a calzone. My mama makes a mean calzone for an Irish lady. She cooks good Italian food. Pasta fazool. That kept me alive. Bring a big pot of pasta fazool. It's vegan by nature, but have a big dish of a powdered Parmesan on the side for everyone that wants to partake. And maybe some diced chicken or something too, So yeah, so we have rebagged Infinite Crisis, Fight for the Multiverse. I got 10 issues of 12. Now I feel oddly compelled to get those last 2 issues just because if I was selling this, would it be, would you think it's more attractive that I would have the complete run of 12 issues than to be missing 2? I don't know. I mean, I'm not even interested for story-wise or art-wise. It's not going to fulfill me as a fan to complete this run. But there is that node of the of collecting when you do have something like that. And I just see more potential for a better kind of, hey, if I want to sell this, wouldn't it be more attractive if I actually hustle down those last 2 issues? I just might. And let me know what you think in the comments section. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, daily, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page. Thank you for tuning in. Smash that like button if you could be so kind. Turn on those notifications. Think about, if you haven't already, subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. And yeah, God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye. Ciao. Bye-bye.